Good afternoon. We are talking on three things today. One related to the Home Minister, the 2G matter. Second, a complete absence in the Congress leadership. And a third related to Uttarakhand. By now, all of us have come to know that there are fairly extensive references in the conversation between former Minister A. Raja and Neera Radia on whatever is alleged as the role played by Sri P. Chidambaram. The allegations referred there related to money being taken and also functioning of Mr. Chidambaram regarding minerals and gas matters. As reported in the press, I would like to place some of the facts which are coming through the media that the Supreme Court has asked the IT department, the income tax department, to produce a transcript of the conversation between Mr. A. Raja and Neera Radia. And to that extent, the details of this conversations as regard Sri P. Chidambaram has not been provided in the Supreme Court is an inference we can make. However, we also understand from the media that an analysis related to this money taking so alleged by Sri Chidambaram has been entered by the CBI as an analysis elsewhere. We are not able to understand how the CBI has not produced the details in the Supreme Court. And certainly the Supreme Court has asked for the IT department to provide the transcripts related to this matter. However, it is also very clear that as regards fixation of the prices for the 2G spectrum allocations, there was a role played by Sri P. Chidambaram as Finance Minister then in fixing the price of 2001 as the price at which 2G was allocated in 2007. In the fixing of the price for allocation of 2G in 2007 at the price of 2001, clearly the Finance Minister then has had a role. And that has also been referred to in one of the cases which a citizen has gone to the court saying, wasn't Mr. Chidambaram advising Mr. Raja in fixing the price while giving away 2G in 2007? The allegation has gone as far as to say he was jointly responsible in fixing the price in 2007 at 2001 rates. It raises a question in our minds. Why can't we infer, why can't we make an inference that probably Mr. Chidambaram is culpable? It raises a very serious concern in all our minds, I'm sure, which certainly needs a lot of explanation. The matter, to an extent, is sub judice, but till now, references related to Mr. Chidambaram has not really gone into the court, but certainly this is a very serious issue on which the government needs to explain the role of the then Finance Minister. A conspiracy of silence continues from the Prime Minister. Whether it is a matter related to P. Chidambaram's role in the 2G spectrum, in spite of a lot of questions being raised from different quarters. The Prime Minister again is silent on what the Congress Party's leadership is advising him, or what are the kind of issues on which the Congress Party leadership is asking the government to take any line. So that leads me to the second issue, that there's a complete absence of leadership in the Congress Party. There are very clear signs of division being seen between the government and the Congress Party. The Congress Party's ministers, not one, not two, several of them get involved in sorting out matters of severe national concern. But suddenly they disappear. One methodology is adopted in the morning. For instance, when we talk of Ramdev Baba's agitation, they go to the airport. Another method is adopted by the evening, where another set of Congress leaders probably guide the government to say, go clap down on them. Sooner there is a write-up in Sandesh which says, we are very unhappy with the way in which the government went to the airport. What is the Congress Party's leadership's position on these matters? Where are they? In fact, I'm tempted to ask, where are the leaders? And whose line is being taken by the Congress Party? And as always, the question is, why is the Congress President silent on these matters? We've not had Sonia Gandhiji's comments on Ramdev's issue. We've not had the President Congress telling us whether the party is in support. Sandesh write-up seems to be from a private individual who has been told his or her personal view need not be given out. What is the Congress Party's stand? Where is the Congress Party's position on it? When the party, through its ministers and through its general secretaries, are speaking in different lines. Which line is the Congress Party's line? Are you with the clamping down? Are you with the mishandling of women? Are you with the way in which Baba Ramdev or Anna Hazare are being dealt with? On the one hand, you talk with Anna Hazare. On the other, you don't give him enough confidence to continue with the talk. He goes on a midway, as the draft is being made of Lokpal bill, he goes on another anshan. Where is the Congress Party? If anything, I would be very interested in asking the media, did you find any of them to speak on behalf of the Congress Party? Or is each one of them giving one line? We charge that the Congress Party is purposely giving a very misleading picture in this. One attacks, another justifies, a third says this whole approach is wrong, a fourth one says, no, we are going on the right track, we know to handle all of them. What is the Congress Party's position? And it is important that the country knows it, because they are, after all, leading the ruling coalition. And I think it's unfair to leave the people of India guessing as to which is the party's line, when the General Secretary, as different from the ministers, and as different from another General Secretary, seems to be speaking in multifarious voices. In fact, I understand, and you may correct me, that there is a Chief Information Commissioner's request to the PMO asking to detail the travel schedules of the President Congress Party and also of the General Secretary. We'll certainly be interested in knowing where the President of Congress Party is when so many questions need her attention and a response from her. The third issue on which I would like to give the party's position is on matters related to Uttarakhand. Swami Nigamananda and his death was a matter of great concern, and all of us really felt very concerned about the way his 90-day fast had to come to an end in such a sad and grievous way. We start on this note that the Congress Party has no moral right to lecture on these matters. The licenses given to the stone crushers in Uttarakhand was all given during the previous Congress regime. How come they suddenly seem to be all anxious to talk about environment? And we also know the way in which they've handled agitation from civil society, particularly those led by non-National Advisory Council type NGOs. They can handle NAC, which is also an NGO group, which has been given a halo, but they would handle them in one way, but they would handle any other civil society organization in a completely different way, and we saw it all. And such a party which had given the license to the stone crushers when they were in power in Uttarakhand, and such a party which attacked women midnight, which had tear gas shells in an enclosed place where they were seated, and such a party which is giving misleading information to Anna Hazare, has no business to lecture to anybody else. We saw the Ravan Leela very clearly directed by the Congress party. Let us put the facts in place. The agitation by the Swamiji was not against the party or the government in Uttarakhand. It was against the order of a high court in Uttarakhand, which brought in a stay against the ban orders given by the Uttarakhand government. There were 12 legally obtained stone crushing rights, 11 of which were banned. The 12th one had gone to the court asking for a stay. He obtained the stay. So the stone crushing continued post Kumbh Mela. And when the stone crushing continued, the Swamiji went on an agitation saying it should not continue. So if anything, we should understand that the agitation was against the court orders and not the government's order to ban it. And it's also unfair to say that the BJP had no concern for the unshan which this Swamiji was conducting, because the minister there, Sri Madan Kaushik, has been on constant touch, and regular talks were going on with the Swami, almost on a day-to-day basis, to find out what is going on, how best the government could help him. And when his health was deteriorating, he was of course admitted to the Haridwar district hospital, post which he was taken to the Himalayan hospital, Jolly Grant. And on 28th April, the Swamiji's health, because it deteriorated, there was a situation which arose whereby force feeding might be necessitated. But the Swamiji himself on 28th April had given it in written that he didn't want to be force fed, and that he wouldn't mind a nasal feed. And therefore the hospital started giving him feed through his nostrils. Not only Mr. Madan Kaushik, the minister in Uttarakhand, but also later on, fairly recently, Uma Bharati ji went and asked as to what best could be done to improve the situation for him. There was even an offer to take him over to Fortis Hospital. So to accuse the Uttarakhand government as having done nothing is just seeming like a part of a larger design to destabilize, I use the Congress's language for a minute if you would permit me, to destabilize the Uttarakhand government. "75% of Uttarakhand is forested and hilly, and only 25% where people live in villages, there is a need for development, need for roads. It's a state with an international border. And every application sent by Uttarakhand towards these kind of an activity for developing the state, the Ministry of Environment has halted their progress. In fact, the Minister Jairam Ramesh very recently said that he would invoke Article 5 Section 5 of this Environment Protection Act so that the center can directly activate its agenda in the state. Environment and forest is something which we care for too, but it is a direct attack on federalism again, a point which our national executive spoke about when the minister is quoted saying that we might invoke Section 5 of this act to get to doing things in the state because the state government is interested in building roads and developing the state, which the union government does not want. Uttarakhand's people also need development. Uttarakhand also needs roads. I think it's part of a larger design, and also the fact that the right, I might not pronounce it right, Chugan, which happens, the river water flows and manually a lot of silting activity takes place. That has been banned, resulting in unemployment of 1 lakh people in a hill state like Uttarakhand. And the state government has been absolutely upset about this. One, it is own natural resource, which is the river silt, which is important for agriculture, is not being allowed to be removed. The employment which comes out of it, about 1 lakh of people have been left without jobs thanks to this ban on Chugan removing. And with this kind of an approach, the center is threatening now to invoke Section 5 of the Environment and Forest Act to directly activate its agenda in Uttarakhand. Is it interested in the development of Uttarakhand, or is it punishing the people of Uttarakhand because it has elected a BJP government? We saw that in Karnataka, we are now seeing it in Uttarakhand. Coming back to the Swamiji's matter, yesterday the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand has announced a CBCID investigation into this matter. Let me also put it on record that the post-mortem, when it was conducted, has been completely videographed. It is kept there for anyone to use where it is necessary for forensic evidence. And the state government has also said that if the family or anyone interested in the welfare of Swamiji, now deceased, requests for any other investigation, the Uttarakhand government is fully willing to do that. Uttarakhand government is fully willing to have any investigation into this matter to establish the truth. So reminding all of you all that the permission and the NOC for the stone crushers was given during the previous Congress regime. Reminding again, it is this government in Uttarakhand, the BJP government, which has gone along with the protesting Swamiji and banned the stone crushers. It is this government which also followed and obeyed the High Court order. And it is this government which has constantly been speaking to the Swamiji to take care of his health, which is being now accused by the Congress, which played a Ravan Leela and Ram Leela Maidan. Congress has no moral authority to talk on this topic. They were the ones who gave the license. They were the ones who permitted the stone crushing. They were the ones who gave the NOC. They are the ones who are against the development of Uttarakhand, and they were the ones who had this midnight Ravan Leela and Ram Leela Maidan. So except for the NAC, they are not interested in dealing with any activity anywhere. And therefore today the Congress party should sit in introspection rather than blame others. Thank you. उत्तराखंड में जो स्वामी जी का अनशन हुई, जो दुखित बात है कि स्वामी जी अब नहीं रहे, उस विषयों के ऊपर अगर कांग्रेस पार्टी बीजेपी को दोषी माना जाता है, वो गलत है, क्योंकि 12 स्टोन क्रशिंग लाइसेंस उत्तराखंड में कांग्रेस सरकार ने दिए, उनके बैन बीजेपी सरकार के द्वारा हुआ, और उसके खिलाफ जब कोर्ट पहुंचे एक स्टोन क्रशिंग लाइसेंस होल्डर ने, कुंभ मेला के खत्म होने के बाद उनको स्टे दिया गया, मतलब स्टोन क्रशिंग दोबारा चालू हुई। उसके खिलाफ बैठे थे स्वामी जी अनशन पर। सो सरकार के खिलाफ नहीं थे उनके अनशन। और अब जो कांग्रेस पार्टी रामलीला मैदान में रावण लीला दिखाए हम सबको, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को दोषी प्रकटन कर रहे हैं। स्वामी जी के साथ उधर उत्तराखंड में मिनिस्टर्स भी जाकर बात कर रहे थे और स्वामी जी खुद एक लेटर में, चिट्ठी में 28 अप्रैल जो चिट्ठी स्वामी जी ने दिया है उसके अनुसार फोर्स फीडिंग न करने के लिए, फोर्स फीडिंग नहीं करना, ऐसे करके वो चिट्ठी लिख के दिए थे। उसके बाद में ही उनके नेसल फीडिंग शुरू हुआ। सो उत्तराखंड सरकार उनके साथ बहुत काम किए हैं और उनके हेल्थ के ऊपर बहुत चिंता व्यक्त की है। इसीलिए कांग्रेस पार्टी बीजेपी को चार्ज करना, अक्यूज करना, दोषी प्रकटन करना बिल्कुल गलत है। कांग्रेस की दिए हुए देन है उत्तराखंड की आज की परिस्थिति स्टोन क्रशिंग मामले में। वो खुद इंट्रोस्पेक्ट करने को जरूरत है।